We have a big game coming up this weekend as we travel to a ground where we have struggled in the past. Just before the clash, we do have some news for you with regards to the team, but not only that, we also want to take a look at why we should be guaranteed success after a £54 million payout was confirmed. Not only that, but we'll also cover all the latest news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. As Celtic prepare to face Livingston this Saturday, the Hoops find themselves in a familiar predicament, another injury scare in the defensive line. The trip to Livingston is always a challenging fixture, given the home side's knack for a deep defensive setup that's notoriously difficult to penetrate. Add to that the less than ideal artificial surface at the Tony Macaroni Arena, and you've got a recipe for a gruelling 90 minutes. Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers has provided an update on the injury situation, confirming that defender Nat Phillips is in significant doubt for the upcoming match. Phillips, who made his debut against Dundee last Saturday, suffered an ankle injury and had to be subbed off at half-time. We'll see how Nat Phillips is. He obviously rolled his ankle quite badly last week, Rodgers told Sky Sports, so we'll see how he is. We still have another 24 hours before we make the team. It is almost poetic that Celtic are facing yet another injury concern, particularly in the defensive department. Phillips was brought in as an emergency cover after injuries sidelined Cameron Carter-Vickers, Mark Nowacki and Stephen Welsh. The timing couldn't be worse, as Celtic aim to maintain momentum in the league. Livingston are well known for their defensive solidity, especially when playing at home. Their strategy often involves sitting deep and frustrating the opposition, a tactic that has proven effective against many teams. The artificial turf at their home ground also adds another layer of complexity to the challenge, affecting the playability and potentially increasing the risk of injuries. The Hoops can ill afford another injury blow, especially with a game as tricky as Livingston on the horizon. Celtic's defensive lineup has been notably impacted by the absence of American international Cameron Carter-Vickers, who has been sidelined due to an early season injury. The shortage of available centre-backs has made his absence particularly detrimental to the squad. When questioned about Cameron Carter-Vickers' potential return to the pitch, Brendan Rodgers was distinct but optimistic, confirming that the player is on the track for a return in early October. Considering today is September the 20th, he's still a bit of time away from rejoining the team, Rodgers informed Sky Sports. From the Celtic vantage point, Carter-Vickers' swift return is of the utmost importance. He serves as the linchpin of the defence, bringing both experience and a sense of composure to the back line. The boys have included Carter-Vickers in their Champions League roster, indicating that he will be eligible to participate in the prestigious tournament once he's fit. Whilst the upcoming match against Lazio may arrive too soon for his return, it's anticipated that he will be available for subsequent fixtures. Celtic have been able to guarantee success in Scottish football by maintaining a financial lead over domestic rivals. That is the view of finance expert Kieran Maguire, who spoke exclusively to Football Insider about the pros and cons of Celtic's business model. Celtic recently published their accounts for last year, which showed the Glasgow club to profit £54 million, and this is not including the sale of Jota. The financial status has translated the performances on the pitch, with Celtic securing the treble in the 2022-23 season under former manager Ange Postecoglou. Maguire praised Celtic's business model but believes it has also negatively affected their European progress. Celtic have had a financial lead over the rest of Scottish football for some time now, Maguire told Football Insider's Sean Fisher. Clearly the problems Rangers faced from 2012 onwards have contributed to the gap in the domestic game. Celtic's business model has always been one of aiming to get a break-even approach, with one player sale each year to generate income for transfers. This has also had an impact on their success, as Celtic have essentially been able to guarantee success domestically by looking after their finances. European progress has, however, been limited as Celtic have been unable to assemble a squad that can handle the challenges of European football. Aiden McGeady is already looking forward to Lazio's visit to Celtic Park on matchday 2 of the UEFA Champions League. It was a disappointing evening for the Hoops in Rotterdam as they fell to a 2-0 defeat against Feyenoord. The result leaves us bottom of Group E already, as the only side yet to register a point. Despite another bruising evening amongst Europe's elite, the former Celtic winger reckons there are positives to be taken from the result, as he looked ahead to the Lazio home game in the fortnight. The result, Lazio 1, Atletico Madrid 1 in the other game, leaves the group wide open, McGeady said. In 2 weeks' time, when Celtic face Lazio at home, it's a massive game. If Celtic can get 3 points, it could be a real springboard for a successful campaign, albeit on the back of a bad defeat on paper. If you actually look at the performance, down to 9 men is demoralising. Feyenoord looked brilliant when Celtic were down to 9 men, but until then Celtic were well in the game. There's a lot of positives to take, especially from the first half performance. In 2 weeks' time, if there's fewer individual errors and Celtic approach the game the same way, with the same game plan, I think we might see a different outcome. Whilst it's easy to feel downbeat after yet another Champions League loss, it is also important that we confine our frustrations to this campaign alone. What has gone before isn't relevant to this current side. The defeat at the Cup was not the start we wanted, but we now have back-to-back home games coming up. If we can win them both, then we'll be in a good position to qualify. Unlike in most of our groups over the years, there is unlikely to be a standout side who are going to romp the section with 13 or more points. There is no Manchester City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich or PSG this year. Feyenoord, Atletico and Lazio are highly likely to take points of each other. If we can earn at least a couple of wins at home, we will find ourselves with a chance of European football after Christmas. Imagine how good we'd all feel if Lazio are beaten in Glasgow on October the 4th. South Korean winger Yang Hoyeon-jun expresses unbroken enthusiasm for the Champions League, even as Celtic suffered a 2-0 defeat to Feyenoord in Rotterdam. The player revealed that playing in Europe's top competition had been a lifelong dream, and despite the setback, he's eager for Celtic's next match against Lazio in Glasgow on October the 4th. The Italian side, who Celtic beat home and away in the Europa League a few years ago under Neil Lennon, drew 1-1 with Atletico Madrid on Tuesday, with their goalkeeper grabbing the 95th minute equaliser. It looks like Celtic will be competing with Lazio and Feyenoord for European football after Christmas, and if the Hoops are to progress, a home win against Lazio is a must. Yang believes the team will recover and bounce back, pointing to the draw against St Johnstone a few weeks ago. Speaking to Mail Plus, he said, "It is a moment that I had dreamt of since I was a kid. Regardless of the result, it was a great honour for me to play in this league. I'm very much looking forward to the next matches and showing what I can do. I don't think it has ruined my dream coming true, because we have 5 more games in front of us, and we will be more prepared for the next games. I believe Celtic is a team that recovers very quickly. We have shown that in our last couple of matches. We had a draw against St Johnstone in the Premiership, but we went out and won our next 2 matches. The next 2 matches are a great opportunity for us to get over this and bring back our team face. I believe that we can win, and I believe that winning mentality is what we need at Celtic right now. I know Lazio are a very good team, but I believe Celtic are as good as them, and I am very much looking forward to the next match. The Lazio game is going to be massive for Celtic's Champions League campaign. Hopefully they can get 3 points on the board." Celtic fans, what have we made of our start to the season so far? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. We have our Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticapparel.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.